It is a very crisp morning here on Minnesota's Lake of the Woods, and we're back at Arnesen's Rocky Point Resort. I'm Roger Cormier, Captain Tim Hill, Wingnut. Where are you taking us today?
Today we're gonna go out to this nice heated shack on one of our famous reefs out at Arnesen's Rocky Point.
Gonna go out and catch a few walleyes and saugers and tell you how we're catching them. An awesome winter destination, Minnesota's Lake of the Woods and Arnesen's Resort. Let's go fishing, Tim.
We're out here.
See those shiners come through, Tim?
I think I got my other line, but this one chased me up about 5 feet. That's where that electronics really helped. See the fish reeled up to them and just hammered it. Nice fish, nice walleye.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're up high in the water column feeding on shiners. I think those fish that are suspended are way more aggressive. At least it seems that way on the graph, you know. They chase it a lot more.
Yeah, it's like that one. It was on the bottom, and then I just chased, bringing it up, chasing. He chased me right up about 5 feet.
You can see all these flickers here. That's not interference. Those are all shiners. All those little dots out there and those flickers you see on the zoom screen. And mixed in with them are a few predators.
It just hammered. That one's
Boom, boom.
a little small, but it sure did take off with it.
Well, that's kind of typical for the winter bite up here, though. Sort through some of the littler
nice
guys.
perch.
Holy!
There's a nice jumbo. That's a bonus fish.
Don't see many of those guys. Man, that is a huge perch. Nice job, Tim. You know, throughout the day, those fish will show different moods. Sometimes they'll be tight to the bottom or a little fussy or negative, and other times they'll be up high, patrolling, cruising, feeding, and they'll change their moods throughout the day, so you've got to change your presentations. You know, now starting to show a preference to hitting a spoon. Just a little sauger again, but mixed in with those little guys will be some of the bigger ones. Super easy setup for your rod and reel combos for this type of fishing. Just a medium or medium light power rod. I'm fishing with St. Croix custom ice rods. They typically have a fast tip on them. That's for working those spoons in deep water, detecting those light bites, and then your medium power gives you a lot of backbone on the hook sets. Spool up your reels with Suffix ice braid or ice mono, and if you want to use some fluorocarbon leaders for some of your droppers, you can certainly do that. Again, super easy setup for catching these walleyes and saugers on Lake of the Woods. Electronics have been critical for us today. You know, there's certainly days you can come up to a lake like this and catch fish without electronics, but they're your underwater eyes. Oh man, did he ever slam that dead stick? And you can see when there's fish down there and watch how they're reacting to your spoon. Get them to lift up, chase, and they certainly give you an advantage and help you put more fish on the ice. So whatever you can do to get a hold of the flasher or graph to bring with you when you come up to Arnesen's, do it. They've also got some units for rent here, but they're typically sold out. You got to get your name on the list in advance. This is a nice fish here on the dead stick. You can really see the action of this. It's medium power, moderate action rod. That tip has got a lot of flex in it, and that's kind of the strike indicator on that dead stick when it's in the rod holder, but still a ton of backbone on this 32-inch rod to fight these nicer fish. So it's another nice sauger. There's my spoon. Little VMC teardrop. They're really liking that UV today. That's that UV orange tiger right there. Chunky little sauger. Perfect. That's the kind of the size and the profile of those Lake of the Woods shiners right there. This spit up by a sauger. It's mostly digested, but gives you an idea of the size of the natural forage that those walleyes and saugers are feeding on. They're definitely on the feed today despite these super cold temperatures. You know, we got some of the coldest nights of the year coming through right now. Well below zero. A lot of lakes, so that might shut the walleye fishing down, but Lake of the Woods, not always the case. Pretty consistent fishery, especially during the daytime because the water's pretty stained. Ooh, another one, nice one on the graph here. Shiners are really moving around today. You can see it. Whoa.
Look at that head shape.
Yeah. Man, he slammed that rattle spoon. Nice walleye. Real nice walleye. There we go. Chunk. Look. UV. Hook pop right out. Perfect. Chunky walleye, and kind of typical. You weed through some of the smaller ones and you get a few nice chunks like that, and this is perfect fillet. And we can keep up to 4 walleyes per person, and then 2 saugers as a bonus. So the limit during the winter is a combined limit of 6 fish. No more than 4 of them can be walleyes. But that's a perfect one for the frying pan. Beautiful golden color. Nice walleye. We got the Banks Outdoors crew up here with us. They're fishing out of their stump portable houses out on the edges of the reef here, and this is Parker Banks. He's here with his dad Mitch, and he popped over to our house to hang out for a little bit, and he's fishing with Wingnuts rod, of course. And he's got one of these big old Lake of the Woods fish on here. Probably a big walleye. Might be an eel pout, but I think it's a big walleye. This is a monster. Whatever you got on is a monster. How does he feel? Big old head shakes. And this is kind of what coming up to Lake of the Woods is all about in the wintertime. You know, you'll weed through some of the littler guys, and every so often you get some nice eater-sized walleyes and saugers, you get a few jumbo perch mixed in. And then every so often a real big walleye or eel pout or northern pike. I think Parker's got a big walleye on right now. Wingnut's out checking on his other guests in the other fish houses, so we just had Parker and Mitch pop into our house to hang out with us. He turned his head. Yeah, it's a real big walleye, real big walleye. All right, we got his head the wrong way, so here we go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Parker. What a monster walleye. Look at the head on this thing. Just a toad, man. Wow. Awesome. What do you think of your first trip to Lake of the Woods, man? Unbelievable, huh? Got your biggest fish through the ice? I've got a tip for all you winter walleye fishermen using aggressive presentations to trigger strikes from walleyes down in the water column. Got a couple of examples here. This is a number 6 slab wrap Pink Tiger UV and a number 4 rip and wrap in the perch pattern. One of the primary differences other than the profile of the lure is the slab wrap does not have a rattle and the rip and wrap does. The rods I'm using for this presentation are St. Croix customized CCI rods. I've got the search bait and the deep spoon, but both 32-inch rods, medium light power on the deep spoon, medium power on the search bait. They both have a fast action tip which allows me to rip that bait and still control it in the water column. I've spooled up both of my reels with Suffix line. I've got 6-pound Suffix ice braid on one reel, and I've got 8-pound Suffix ice mono on the other. I also put a barrel swivel in line, and that's important to prevent line twist. And I run a fluorocarbon leader just below that barrel swivel down to the business end of the lure. And there he is. Nice. Just a great way to trigger fish, especially if you can get them to come up off the bottom, get them to chase. Rip and wraps and slab wraps. An awesome walleye triggering mechanism. Let's see here. Oh yeah, nice walleye. Nice walleye. Oh, he's in my deucer. Yeah, beauty. Beautiful Lake of the Woods walleye. And again, that slab wrap just a deadly trigger for nice walleyes through the ice. ARNESEN'S Rocky Point Resort is a full-service fishing destination. You'll stay in comfortable cabins on the South Shore Lake of the Woods, and you can either go on the meal plan package, have a hearty breakfast in the lodge, sack lunch out on the ice, and then dinner in the Rock Harbor Lodge each evening, or you can bring your own groceries and beverages. All the cabins have fully equipped kitchens so you can do your own cooking. Tim, talk about how you take care of your guests once they come down to meet the track fans each morning.
In the morning, you'll meet your track fan driver. He'll load you up, transport you out to the heated shack. We check on you twice a day, see how you're doing, see if you need anything, give you some tips. We supply the bait, all the holes are drilled, so pretty much all you gotta do is grab your beverages, your fishing rods, your electronics, and go fishing. We also have sleeper houses, and if you're interested in staying overnight in the sleeper, all of our sleepers are like 4-man sleeper. They got cook stove, so you can cook your own food, and it's a different way to fish.
Unbelievable day up here at ARNESEN'S. We caught a ton of fish, all different sizes, some real nice big ones, and Parker, 29 plus incher, fish of a lifetime, his biggest walleye ever on his first trip to Lake of the Woods. I'd like to thank Mitch and Parker Banks for coming up and meeting us here to go fishing, and of course our captain Tim Wingnut Hill. If you'd like to experience ARNESEN'S Rocky Point Resort, it's arnesens.com, or you can give them a call at 1-800-535-7585. I do encourage you to contact them early. They fill up for winter. It's an awesome spot to go fishing. I'm Roger Cormier. We'll be right back with more Midwest Outdoors.